Alright, hey everybody, last part here on our beginner tutorial, so let's go back into paint.net. Down here in the corner, I was kind of playing around with getting rid of that text down there. I'm going to leave that kind of messy here. That's one of those things that would take a while. I'm not really going to go ahead during this tutorial and kind of get through it. One of the things I will recommend though is we've got something up here with a little color dropper icon that brings up a color picker, and actually when we left mouse click, it actually sets our paintbrush to the color that we've picked here, and as you see, that really is our easiest way to get rid of this down here. There's other ways, but there we go. Okay. So for the time being, for the sake of argument, what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we have finished our avatar here. Okay. And all we really need to do at this point is put some text in it. Now, in here in paint.net, we have a text button. Every paint program will have one, and it will usually be represented by a big T. When we click on T, let's go ahead and click in here. Now, up here along the top is where we're going to set things about our text. What we're going to do here is we're going to choose a decent font. One thing about adding fonts to pictures, etc., is I will just say you can never have too many fonts installed on your system. If you ask established avatar makers, they're going to tell you that adding text can be one of the most tedious parts of the av tutorial, or the av creation process. So having a lot of fonts makes it a little more interesting. It can, however, slow things down as you try to go through a bunch of fonts that may have been used for this or that. So let's just keep all these factors in mind. Let's choose a font we like that's rather attractive, and let's set our size here for 48. See if that's about right, and we will just say name. Well, that's good. Let's go ahead at that point and kind of change the size of it maybe a little bit, and there we go. Now, as we're adding it, we have this little box down here that'll let us drag us around and put it in. And there we have it. So we can go ahead and add our text this way. Alright. The thing to remember is once we've added our text, it actually becomes part of the layer that we were originally on here. Okay? So that is a common problem. What I will recommend is let's hit Control Z, we'll take that text off, and before we actually add our text in paint.net, let's add a new layer. Okay? Let's go back and we'll hit our text button and name, and let's drag this in now. We also have the ability here, so you see our primary color was gray here. Let's go ahead and set that for black, and we can set it in there like that. Okay. Now, once we've gone ahead and selected another tool, we won't be able to go back and do too much to this text, so let's go ahead now and do that. And with our layer with our name on it, let's go back into our layer properties and fade that out a little bit. And there we have it. Really, that's all it is. It's your first avatar. It's your, my group of friends, we call it porn star in a box, because everybody grabs their favorite porn star / model and puts it in a box, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs to get their start somewhere. If you can go through this process and basically understand the key concepts of what we've been over here, which is layers, which is selection, if you can understand that magic wand tool and you can understand layers, you really are laughing at this point. Now, it's important to keep all these things in mind, because even when we're at this part, this is all editable. And if we, for example, want to move that model here at this point, we can actually do that independently of all the other parts. Okay? So we can still do all these things that we want. And one of the specific things I would do on this one here is I'd probably go ahead and I'd make a new layer. And I would go ahead and make a bit of a line here on this layer. So see here on our colors, we've got our primary and secondary colors, and we've got our little reverse where we can swap those. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and make a little box in the background. Okay. And I'm going to take that, and now remember how we have the ability to kind of reorder our layers. I'm going to drop that down in the mix. And then I'm going to fade that. Okay. So that really is it. I encourage you at this point just to take all the time in the world to go ahead and experiment with all these little things that you've learned. The folks at MPS are definitely there to ask any questions. There will be a thread up on the forum for specific Paint.net questions, so we kind of encourage you to get back to us if you've got any questions. Really, that's it. I hope you found all this useful, and I hope putting together our first avatar was fun. That really is the main thing I'm going to ask you to do. Have fun with it. Enjoy what you're doing. Understand what you're doing. But most of all, just have fun making it. If you don't, do something else.